spirituality and depression. Settle in a comfortable armchair that you favor. Have a chamomile goblet in your grasp, play some memorable soft music or listen to a soothing harp, with a touch of lavender or frankincense for an alluring trap. Take a deep and sedating breath, relax your shoulders and indulge yourself sifting through wisdom in depth. As established in our videos defining spirituality as the balance between mind and body, and the importance of its role in guiding us towards our self-awareness and inner peace. And has concluded that spirituality can indeed alter an ill behavior or a misconduct, it can also build up self-esteem and self-motivation. The self is the most important factor in forming a personality, and how we nourish it dictates how our personality shapes and settles. The self by nature is more likely to attend to present issues, rather than foresight a future effect of a current cause or regress, to avoid a repetition of past mischief or mishap. That is why the self falls into so many frequent unforeseen traps. The self needs to be educated, pampered and catered for, it needs to be motivated and constantly reminded of its priorities, since it is seldom aware as it is driven by desires and temptation with high regards to criteria and spontaneous interests. Spirituality does exactly that. The whole aim of spirituality is to set the guidelines for self-improvement and self-progress. As for depression, the mind deformity of this age, I have given an ample of information about it in a previous video. But I am afraid it's never enough said about this very traitorous opponent to the self. Ego tends to mislead us into ignoring the early symptoms of depression, which is anxiety, fatigue, and sleeping disorder in addition to the lack of concentration, social interaction, self-esteem and other repercussions falling under endless negativities. The reason why almost 20% of the international populations of our race are falling under depression is that the majority of us totally ignore it, giving it an advantage to sneak and infiltrate our mental health pattern and inhabit our minds while inhibiting our average day performance. And as I have frequently attempted to focus on a new observation in my videos, I will keep to what I am accustomed to, and raise the eyebrows of behavioral science community to this new observation. A new observation will help categorize depression in the field of behavioral science, I hope. When I started observing depression conditions and cases in its mild or severe forms, I at first thought it befalls the poverty-stricken communities of the world at a higher rate in comparison to the socially well-off and financially more secure. Well, in part that may be true, only and on the other hand, I found it to spread among the well-off, good-looking, elite and popular individuals just as much, even more. However, the difference which is truly remarkable in here, is the fact that the poor and humble tends to recover from depressions much faster than the well-off. We all run into obstacles deterring us from reaching our set-out goals, but the ones who are used to success and easy living finds it much harder to adapt to new situation facing them, and easily go into panic mode, while the poor and humble has, due to his experimental immunity in life, simpler way to adapt to what may come. This adaptation is what really concerns me in this video. I remember a common saying, as high a bird may fly, as would be his fall. To put it in other words, the higher you climb the harder your fall will be. The poor and humble have it in their culture to surrender and accept what befalls them, and maybe that is why their depression is usually less severe and their recovery would be much faster. Could it be that their expectations of materialism is in reality lesser? The poor and humble falls into trance more often and at a faster pace than the rest, and trance is a great healer to many ailments including depression. Spirituality is the best tuition available at hand and certainly better than antidepressant drugs and much cheaper for that matter too. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by Orale.
For relieving diabetic leg pain, apply Orale transdermal patch at the back side of the ankle. Within 1 hour, diabetic leg pain is reduced up to 90%. Orale transdermal patch.
Spirituality promotes inner peace and self-assertiveness when it comes to setting out priorities in life, and what makes us more liable to fall victims for depression is at the end our list of priorities and expensive goals. This list of priorities is what dictates the pattern of behavior of the majority. Spirituality may and can indeed heal depression, by converting us into less demanding to material things, and less overloaded with superficial visions to achieve through excessive consumption pattern. It seems that the poor and humble found a more convenient way to tackle depression, and that way can be also found in spirituality and religion, which is but a vehicle promoting spirituality to help us sustain our sanity, and preserve our inner and overall peace in life. Look for the simple things in life with a gentle stride, may you strive. As I write my final phrase, and you cease your gaze to depression maze. Finish your chamomile and stare into the void for a while. Enjoy the rest of your day and let spirituality guide your way. Hum yourself a lullaby theme and get yourself ready for a twilight dream. Thank you for watching, like, share, and follow us for more videos.